Alright, we're almost ready to kick off our second series of the night. This one is for $100, 80 for the winner, 20 for the loser. David, 49. Now you can post links, mate. Temporarily. One last thing I want to do before we hop in. I'll let the nerds know they can start. Go. I'm ready. I don't want to delay them. We have Indy in the mix now as well. That's nice. Apparently Indy didn't want to see the first series, but he wanted to see the second one. So that's okay. Or maybe he was still covering Waddy's tournament. Ooh, well, that is a bracket, guys. ShoWTime 2-0 Gabe, ShoWTime Serral. And then a qualifying match. Reynor, Arrockfire, winner against Miko. And Mana is playing Clem. Well, DNS 2-0 SKillous. That's pretty surprising. Right now, we are casting BabyMarine. But in this other tournament that's happening at the same time that you guys can only watch over on Africa TV, not on Twitch, that's where HeroMarine is playing. But maybe Gabe is streaming as well. And then you guys can obviously watch some Gabe there. But alright, our focus is going to be on the second match of the 32nd edition of the Big Brain Bouts. That first one, bit of a clown fiesta, but it was fun. This one is going to be a lot more to the usual StarCraft that you guys are very used to. And that is some high-level PvT. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
The first Italian won tonight. The other Italian won in the afternoon. Can the Italians complete the hat-trick? In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the 18-year-old Italian Terran player. It's Team Roddy's BabyMarine. Woohoo! In the top right side, we are looking at the main base of the handsome, charismatic, and always sweet Canadian Protoss, representing Apprentice Esports, not Sidestorm Gaming, Roddy. This is DisK. It's a tough one for BabyMarine, no doubt, but BabyMarine's TVP is honestly very solid. He had a great game against Hearthstone at Home Story Cup, almost won that best of 3, and I generally believe in him here. He also has the server advantage. We are going to be playing on the European server. Then again, DisK pretty much always plays on Europe, so he's used to it, but a little bit of ping should go a long way. I enjoyed that first series, even if maybe the games did not play out exactly the way that they were supposed to play out, and we obviously had a couple of funny moments. And I hope that the nerds still had a good time. David said that Astra was very disappointed, but we live and we learn. I think the young men will be fine. Playing against a player like Lorimbo, that is frustrating. Because it's funny, because if you just look at it from the spectator point of view, you're like, oh, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense. But if you play against him, it's very easy to find yourself in all sorts of trouble. Did BabyMarine have a good time at HSC? Yes, I think he had a 10 out of 10 time. I think he was just kind of enjoying himself throughout the weekend. Obviously, he wanted to play a little bit better. Even if he knew that his group was always going to be hard. You know, you hope for an overperformance, right? You hope that you pop off and play your best StarCraft ever. That didn't work out, but he had a great birthday. He got a lot of love, so I think he had a very good time. Yeah, I saw that the mothership was almost done. That could have obviously helped out as well, because the mothership is very tanky, and queens don't kill a mothership. 3 or 4 corruptors will have a very hard time killing a mothership as well, so that could have helped out as well, but I think it's mostly just the void race that exposed against the queens. That's where that fight went wrong, because queens are not the greatest unit against voids if there are buildings blocking the range of the queens. Basically, it all comes down to unit positioning. Reaper killing the Adept is rude. No Adepts were harmed in the making of this Reaper. BabyMarine opening up a Reaper Hellion. That's mostly going to be a scout, but if you can get a little bit of economic damage done, you'll obviously be very happy. If you just YOLO this into the natural, you'll probably get at least 2 probes. Nice pull by this. One more Hellion shot would be sick, and he does get one more shot. He gets 4 probes. 5? No. One misclick there towards the end, but 4 probes is one hell of a start for BabyMarine. How do you know BabyMarine for someone who's out of the loop? Well, he's been on Team Roddy for like 2 years, almost at this point. We picked him up when he was a 16-year-old Italian Terran player. He is the younger brother of Reynor. That's not a joke. It's not an inside meme or something. They literally are brothers. And the kiddo is getting better and better. He's been around for quite some time. When we picked him up, he was like 5'3", 5'4". He's now a very solid 6k MMR Terran. And obviously hoping to make that final step to the upper echelon of the European scene. Do you know an SC2 tutorial? I think that's where people would normally recommend the Bronze to Grandmaster League series. I am personally not a very big fan of those, but I don't want to start that discussion, guys, so don't tempt me. But if you type in Bronze to Grandmaster League vibe, Bronze to Grandmaster League pick, that will be a decent tutorial for you to get started. We've got a medevac with 2 Widow Mines in the top right side of the map. As we have BabyMarine also sending out a Brave Marine. Just trying to see what's happening. Getting a scout on where the Nexus is at is obviously very useful. Seeing the timing of it as well is also useful. Since DisK is most likely just staying on Stalker Zealot for a while here. I guess you can maybe drop a Robo Bay, but you don't really have that much gas. You're also working with a fort. It's all about Widow Mines right now. I think if BabyMarine just continues mine production at home. Ooh. Okay, apparently the tank got stuck. Not the greatest start here perhaps with the SimCity. The medevac's gonna fly in. Widow Mines are gonna be retarget a little bit. Unfortunately the probe was stuck in the assimilator for a while. So good defense here by DisK. 7 workers ahead, getting the 3 bases up and rolling. And what honestly sucks a bit for BabyMarine is that he's been making tanks at home. And tank is not really the ideal unit against Zealot Stalker. Mana 1-0 Clem. That dinosaur is popping off this week, eh? How does he do it, guys? Just turned 40 the other day and Mana still battling it out with the finest StarCraft 2 players on this planet. Amazing. Nothing but love and respect for that. $40 is the Neil 20. I'm all for that. That means that I still have my best days ahead of me. I'm a bit worried here for BabyMarine, guys. This game started off somewhat promising, but now we have put ourselves in a spot where I'm not in love with this army. Is there a way where we take a great fight? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, DisK with a little bit of a misclick there. Loses 1 Stalker and it almost got a whole lot worse. That Raven is very important. We definitely don't want to lose it. And the Widow Mines are going to be very important. This is an interesting move out because it has potential. But every second that goes by right now, we're going to have to worry about more and more Zealots. That Raven absorbs another volley. DisK is doing a very good job here. Now he wants that Raven. He gets the Raven. That was not supposed to happen. We did have a Widow Mine drop during this. So 6 probes went down. That Raven would have been so useful, guys. A couple of auto turrets against this many Zealots. Or an anti-army missile. BabyMarine, you don't want to stick around here, mate. Force fields go down. 1 Widow Mine does fire, but it's way too much Protoss. Way too much Protoss. BabyMarine at least knows that and he's now running for the hills. But losing that Raven the way he did. And it all just took a little too long. And you gotta love how decisive DisK was there. Now we're going for some Archons, and since we salvaged the bunker, honestly, if DisK really wants, since he's losing a few more probes to that another Widow Mine, he could have tried to go for it, but Zealots are very derpy near supply depots, so it's probably a good thing that DisK is not committing to the fight here. We have Archons joining in the fray now as well. Do we have a War Prism, guys? We have a Prism. Making its way towards the bottom. With a couple of goals and a few EMPs, maybe BabyMarine has a chance because the Protoss units do not have any armor yet. It's going to be hard for BabyMarine to truly get 3 bases up and running. The moment that BabyMarine tries to defend this area over here, DisK is going to send it. There is a lot of Widow Mines here though. A few more forces go down. Widow Mines have crazy potential. They get good shots. Good start at least. This feels that DisK has so much freaking Protoss here. So much Protoss. Medevac is gonna try to get lucky one more time. This HeroMarine, guys, already has 10 kills. This is paying attention this time around, as a few Zealots got... Stalkers got donated, Zealots got donated, I don't know what. Nice EMP. BabyMarine getting really good trades here now, guys. Excellent Terran control. Wow, this many mines against a man with 23 Zealots. I like it. I honestly like it. It'd be amazing if BabyMarine could just pick up this observer. Because that one is gonna give DisK way too much info. He should see that. Yeah, I was about to say, that's pretty obvious. We throw down a scan, pick off the ops. DisK is working on his second robo. I think this has potential to be a very long best of 5 between these two. Most of the time when PvT is somewhat evenly matched, we're gonna get multiple 10, 15, 20 minute games. But let's not curse it. 11 Widowmines, guys. Without any disruptors or even just one Colossus and no Turbulence. This is a tough fight for DisK, man. This Terran army, guys. Oh, pay attention then, matey. Pay attention. We're gonna burrow the Widowmines. Widowmines will get some really good shots off. But the Stalkers do a good job as well in avoiding some of the splash damage. But the rest of the Bio army is still going strong. And DisK just wants his Colossus. That Colossus is here now and every single laser hurts. Some of the Widowmines have not fired yet, and they're gonna fire right now. BabyMarine is gonna pick up all these units, try to drop into the main base. DisK is waiting for an observer. Where is it? It's on the other side of the map. Recall. BabyMarine needs to pick up again and get the hell out of there immediately. Okay. Only loses one ghost in the end. Saves his Widowmines though. Very important. Could unload here maybe? Take out the pylon? Do you do fan meet and greet? I do. I have organized many of those. This is that one Widowmine from the early game. Still active. At least BabyMarine is not guilty of F2ing too much in this game, that's for sure. Fun opening start to this best of 5. Obviously DisK in a sweet spot right now. 15 workers ahead, double robo, thermal lens done. Oh, big shot. Very solid shot. 16 kills, guys. 16 kills on a single Widowmine. BabyMarine right now may be a bit too aggressive though, because the army of DisK is no longer that silly army of a bunch of Zealots, Sentries, Archons and Stalkers. It's getting a lot better. It's getting complemented by the Giraffes. I think this is where BabyMarine needs to chill for a little bit. And at least wait for the 2-2 upgrades. Can't wait for Poker Tuesday. PLO, baby. If you really want it, we'll make it happen. Apparently a War Prism snuck into the main base. Does seem like it's not going to get too much done. Recall is on cooldown, so these Zealots cannot get recalled. The hero Widowmine has died to the cannon on the other side of the map. These Zealots, by the way, have done well. They have a 2 upgrade advantage over the Bio. It's very hard to even just clean up 6 or 7 Zealots in your main base if the Zealots have 2 upgrades more than the Terran units. We have a third robo being warped in and now also a Stargate. I think the Stargate is mostly just in case BabyMarine would suddenly have some Liberators with advanced ballistics. That doesn't mean that DisK is never going to drop a fleet beacon or never tries to get some carriers down the line. But I think at this point it's mostly for A, Liberators, or B, a medevac that's being annoying between bases. Because DisK is rich and then you can afford a Stargate. Couple Zealots are going to run into this base in the bottom side of the map. It's not a planetary yet, so it's a very awkward moment for BabyMarine to deal with these Zealots, as we're going to lose a lot of SCVs. At least the 2-2 upgrades are done for the Terran army, so it's going to make the Marauders a little bit better. Lack of micro here though. BabyMarine having a hard time just getting even in supply. Ever since that first move out, he's just been behind. That doesn't mean he's got no chance in this game, but if you max out Ghost, Viking, Marauder, 3-3 Bio, there is a chance. I think this planetary is about to die. The one Marauder is going to scout and is going to reveal the fact this army is here and need to unload immediately. Where are them Vikings at? We have 8 Vikings somewhere as the base dies. No, BabyMarine, let it go. He feels that right now he wants to dive on this Protoss army, but I don't think this is the moment. +3 attack is done as well for DisK. We're gonna have a 2 upgrade advantage on the side of the Protoss. EMPs land. DisK did not expect this. That's for sure. The Novas, not the best connections. Actually, very good fight so far for BabyMarine. That went way better than I expected. While being down 2 upgrades. One more Nova! He tries to pull the coup point. He gets away with it. And he splits against that one too. This does have the reinforcements. Great fight though by BabyMarine. Unfortunately, still behind in the game. Because he lost this base. I think he did about as good as he could have done there. I don't think it's going to be enough. Stalkers blink forward, snipe another ghost. The disruptors will keep the stalkers safe. DisK knows that all he really needs to do is clean this army up one time and one time only. Ooh, 10 slow DT warpins. Where is that then? Where is it? Over here. That's a slow warpin. 20 supply. That's going to take a little while. The disrupt gets picked off, and the disruptor shots coming in from every single angle. It's nerve-wracking to watch. One Nova does connect with the majority of the buy units, and I think that will be good enough for DisK to take the 1-0 lead in this best of 5. That Archon getting healed as well by an overcharged battery. And that is all that DisK really needs to wrap up game 1 right before the 3-3 upgrades finished up there for BabyMarine. Solid first game by DisK, who just got himself pretty far ahead after demolishing the first tank push. BabyMarine is going to be kicking himself for losing that Raven the way he did. Now, other turrets are good, but I don't know if other turrets would have really saved him against that many Zealots. I just think once you realize that your opponent is spamming gateway units, is not tacking up, yeah, it's probably better to just kind of disengage or go for a drop and try to get your own setup going. Rather than going for a move out, that would be great against Colossus tech, but not so much against Zealot spam. Hello, Mike. Happy sub day, Roddy. You planning on going to BlizzCon, even though there will probably be very little StarCraft? Yeah, that really depends on Blizzard. If they organize something and I get invited, I'll go. But I would definitely not randomly go. I also think that they released a poster where basically they featured every single franchise besides SC2. And when I saw it, I just kind of chuckled to myself and I was like, I don't get it, man. It's like they're not happy with the amazing franchise and universe that they created a long time ago. And I know that the people that created it are no longer with Blizzard, but it's still like, it's not a bad thing to be the owner of the StarCraft IP. StarCraft's pretty freaking cool. It did make me a little bit sad.
Round 2, fight!
In the bottom right side, we are looking at the main base of the 18-year-old Italian. His big brother won earlier today against Team Liquid. Lorimbo won the opening match of the Big Brain Bouts. Can he get the clean sweep for Italy? Representing Team Roddy, it's BabyMarine. Woohoo! And in the top left side, at this point, we can almost talk about the Canadian veteran. He's been around for a while, he streams a lot. He's currently live as well. If one of the mods wants to post his stream link in the chat, be my guest. This is Apprentice Esports DisK. Woohoo! Thank you to Fidel for the 5 months. Thank you to Mario for the 5 months as well. I don't know, Ian Blue. There is always a chance, guys, that once we get closer to BlizzCon, that Activision is all of a sudden like, hey, shall we just invite like a couple really good StarCraft nerds, you know? Don't worry about a circuit, don't worry about qualifiers. Let's just invite some cool dudes and play a couple games. And if that happens and they invite some casters and I'm one of them, then perhaps we can still go. I have a little bit of hope for that. Do you think Bobby would do that? I don't know if Bobby would do it, but someone might. And live Big Brain Bouts is BlizzCon. I don't know if we have that kind of pull, but well, that'd be cool. Who is the strongest player in Apprentice Esports? I would definitely say that is DisK, because I can't really think of anybody else that is on the team and better than DisK. Bobby's only interested if he can make money. Yeah, but some of that is a tax write-off anyway, right? They have business expenses. They have a marketing budget that they need to spend. So Like, of course, it's not gonna make money to fly over a bunch of nerds and let them win money, but you know, I have a bit of hope. And trust me, I don't have that much faith in Blizzard right now, but I still have a bit of hope that they will do something for StarCraft 2. And I don't know about anything, but I just cannot imagine a world where there is zero StarCraft. Especially after StarCraft played such a big role at so many BlizzCons in a row. So, a little bit of hope, guys. And I know that's how I get hurt. You don't have to warn me, but I have a bit of hope. Let me be a dreamer, okay? Perhaps if our Game is a tournament is awesome and everybody's suddenly talking about it. That's over there in Anaheim, California, they'll be like, huh, I guess we can do something cool too. The Reaper of BabyMarine gives its life, trying to get a bit of a scan off, or excuse me, a scout, and it does see the Twilight Council. DisK had a shield battery on the way, but he cancelled it after BabyMarine just kind of donated his Reaper, so DisK feels that he does not need that battery. And got 75 buckies back. I am Katowice was already a pretty big talking point. Ah, it definitely was. And that kind of stuff actually really helps StarCraft 2 as well, because obviously Blizzard cared a lot about the Chinese market. Now things got a bit weird, right, with the Blizzard IP in China and NetEase, so that obviously hurt us quite a bit. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, guys. I can only speculate just like you guys, but I have some hope. Not too much hope. I don't think we're gonna see the coolest thing ever, but I've got some hope that we'll see some StarCraft. DisK has warped in Nexus, has not quite seen that medevac yet. Most of the stalkers are in the main base. Blink is not done yet. Maybe this is the moment we just go in immediately, and that is exactly what happens. Only one of the two Widow Mines has hopped out. Not the greatest start for BabyMarine here. A bit of lost mining time and a single probe. You obviously hope for more. Now, Oliveira is actually playing tonight in that Africa Cup qualifier as well. And once more, guys, the Big Brain Bouts is a community event. And that obviously means that if you guys want to talk about other stuff, like the Africa Cup qualifier, be my guest. Keep me updated, especially about the BASILISK boys. Let me know how Reynor and Serral are doing. All of that is fine. We do not mind. Game 3 is going on between Clem and Mana. Yeah. I mean, obviously we expect Clem to win that one. Oliveira lost 2-1 to Wayne. Wayne is also playing in our tournament today, guys. In the main event. He already sent me a DM. He said, Roddy, don't worry. I won't be late. I will make sure. I just want to play some games. I said, I trust you, mate. You do whatever the hell you want to do. Is the Africa Cup on Twitch? No. That's it's not exactly how it goes. I have a with auditor. I don't know, guys. I don't know the reasoning behind the way they run things. I am not in charge of those operations. All I know is that you can only watch it over at Africa TV. Thank you to Vast for the 5 months. So let's go. Yeah, I know, bully, but not gonna go there. Medevac will... Oh, hey, that should be a good shot, no? Yeah, not bad. 3 probes in the end. DisK's economy is definitely not that much bigger than it was in the previous game, or compared to BabyMarines, that is. 47 workers against 45. What we do have, though, this game is some very, very quick storm. Now, that could be big, but that's mostly big against all-out army movements of BabyMarine, where the entire army is clumped up. If we just start dropping, and there's only a single observer, I don't think that DisK is aware of... Okay, he does know. Oh, no, he does know. He does know. No, guys. No, please. No. No, 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 no. That is ultra painful. Great job there by DisK. The power of the observer on full display once more. Because if this double drop, guys, just makes it into the main base, DisK is in all sorts of trouble. Because he's got a very tiny army. But sniping a full medevac like that, even if he loses a few stalkers, that was amazing for DisK. Hello, Rimbo, with the raid. Congrats, mate, on the win. Fun games. Clown Fiesta, but fun games. BabyMarine does still have a somewhat powerful army, but we can't ignore the fact that there are 3 High Templars in the mix with Storm. Okay, we're still going for a little drop. This does not have vision of the corner of his main. This could be big, guys. And it needs to kind of be big. The boys with the gun are going to stim forward, immediately grab 3 probes and love lost mining time. Stalkers get warped in. We can just ignore the Stalkers and go for as many probes as possible. It would have been better to just let it die. BabyMarine getting a little bit unlucky there, trying to go for the hot pickup, ends up losing it. If the Marines just stay there, guys, you send the medevac away, let the Marines die, you kill another 6-7 probes. Wow, mana 2-1 Clem. That is very, very impressive by mana. What do we got here? Auto turrets. Double auto turret is good enough, by the way, to kill a battery. If they start shooting at it immediately. Unfortunately, this time they didn't. I guess they were shooting at probes first. Yeah, Mana has actually had an amazing week. BabyMarine is still competitive in this game. Because he hasn't really given DisK the fight that I think DisK was dreaming of. BabyMarine has 3 bases, has +1. So it's not all that bad, but this could have been all so much better for the young Italian. If the double drop makes it into the main base, bam, game-ending damage. If we just leave these Marines standing here, wailing away at a bunch of probes, we kill another 6 workers and we're absolutely cooking. Mana is playing against Clem in the Africa Cup qualifier, the same tournament that HeroMarine is playing in, Reynor, Serral, etc. DisK is gonna try to transition into the double robo as we have extended turbulence on the way. We're gonna make our first few Colossus. How is the map vision for DisK? No observers, guys. 0 ops. Whew. Playing 10 minutes of a PvT with 0 observers out on the map. That's very dicey. Auto turrets are still an option as well for the Raven that's hovering between the main base and the natural, but it's mostly about its army BabyMarine. And sometimes I feel, guys, BabyMarine gets so close to the Protoss army without paying attention. This time around he gets away with it. Takes a bit of damage on his ghost. What do we got here? No, mate. Okay. Okay, oh, but what a storm though, what a storm. But I don't know if the single storm is good enough there, as the Zealots are going to be very clumped up with, oh my, boom, 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 boom. There is another storm available. This sitting on a lot of money. That Colossus is ready to battle. Storm perhaps from the high ground. One Widowmine hasn't fired yet. That's a good shot off. And the Widowmine's doing good. That was a fun fight. Great storm by DisK. BabyMarine also had his moves in that fight. And he's actually able to save a lot of the Widowmines. Now, we don't want to be too heavy on the Widowmines once the Colossus count goes up, right? If we get a few more of these powerful robo units and then we get a few disruptors, then as amazing as Widowmines are, it's not really about them mines anymore. It's looking alrighty. I'm happier with the upgrades. Like, if BabyMarine can get 2-2 against DisK 2-0, that is amazing for a Terran. Maybe we can sneak in one upgrade for the Vikings too. We have an armory. Cheeky +1 ship weapons. Where's that armory? Over here. I think that'd be very useful as well. Reynor with the grandma buff. According to some websites, I just found 235,000 Koreans on Twitch. That's actually pretty big. Especially because Koreans cannot watch Twitch in 1080p. Which is very weird and I guess annoying. Unless they're watching the Roddy F1 streams. So Bully let them know that they are welcome on the 720p Roddy F1 stream. Widowmines getting dropped. Can we get one juicy fat shot off? No, that's very underwhelming. Does snipe one High Templar in the center of the map, so that's a little bit better. Disruptors are on the production tab. One is out, a second one just popped. It's an army with a lot of potential for DisK, eh? With the 5 High Templars that all have a lot of energy, 2 Disruptors, 4 Colossus. It just comes down to micro. BabyMarine has incredibly good micro. He has shown it a little bit in the previous game as well, but it can also sometimes all fall apart rather quickly, especially if you look away. What a storm by DisK. Yeah, a few more of those and you have to go home immediately as a Terran. Not yet. Kamachi, if you really want it, mate, I can make it happen for you. I got it for Pi. I love Pi. I can get it for you as well. If you want to join us in F1, I'll make it happen. That will be my gift. After that, I'm done though. I paid my taxes yesterday, guys. I'm very poor. Nice snipe on the War Prison. Double sensor tower right next to each other. What are we doing over here, mate? We're creating the NFL end zone. What is this? The red zone? Touchdown! Look at this SUV. Look, touchdown, touchdown. Does kind of look like it, no? Exclamation mark perfect in the chat. In case any of you guys wonder about my feelings of the sensor tower. So, this is honestly becoming the most splashy Protoss army that I've seen in a little while. 6 High Templars, 6 Disruptors, 2 Archons and 4 Colossus. It's impossible for me to predict this fight because it really comes down. No, BabyMarine. Okay, the kiddo looks away too much on very important moments. Which I would think is like one of the first things you learn as a Terran player, but it is very obvious that quite often BabyMarine right-clicks his Terran army awfully close to the danger zone. And sometimes you're gonna get away with that, but very often you're gonna get punished. You cannot just right-click at the bottom of a ramp if you don't know what's on top of a ramp. You cannot just right-click close to a third base where the Protoss army could potentially be. It's ultra risky to play like that. But at least BabyMarine is becoming a 5-base Protoss with all the sensor towers. And he's gonna get some Liberators and Advanced Ballistics as well, so it's all Gucci. Yeah, perhaps Ascurian, but I mean, the kid has really put in some good work. Oh, careful, careful. Oh, that's a big Nova. No, no, no. I also think he gets a little bit impatient sometimes. Or maybe where, like, if he knows it. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow, sick micro there towards the end, but mate, chill. You've got Liberators on the way, Advanced Ballistics, +2 ship weapons. This is a speech that I've had so many times that if every single time I would have had the speech and I received 1 sub, guys, I would have been bigger than Ninja on Twitch. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but a deadly combo for Terran is EMP, +2 ship weapons, and Liberators. Like, at that point, you should not lose to Stalkers anymore. Since an EMP and a Liberator with +2 one-shots a Stalker. And then suddenly it goes real quick with the Protoss armies. So it's an amazing composition that BabyMarine is about to work with. That's so scary. 6 split again, but oh my goodness, that is a big Nova though. Eventually you cannot rely on splits anymore. You need to prevent the Disruptors from being able to get that close. Liberator is going to try to siege up. We need some EMPs here, and EMPs do land. 1 Liberator falls. Vikings doing their thing as another Nova flies forward. Connects with a couple of Marauders. BabyMarine needs to be very careful with chasing. He wants to chase though. He can gun that one down. He gets another one, and now it's time to go home. Like, it's all very hard as a Terran while you're playing these games to make the correct call, knowing when you can chase, engage, and when you need to disengage. But this is obviously not BabyMarine's first rodeo, so he should kind of know. I think I like it for BabyMarine, guys. 17 minutes into this game. I think I like it. Units lost. We're very close to each other. 600 resources apart. Honestly, I think right now I favor the position of BabyMarine. Even if DisK is maybe the slightly more experienced player. And we do have DTs with Shadow Strike. And according to Big Ape, Protoss can never lose against Terran. Once games go like this. I love them lips. Cannons are a bit of an issue, but Marauders can just stim forward, overcharge. Let's kill with the batteries. Go forward. This is where you want to go forward. Oh, pew, 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 pew. Most of the probes survived. Circles a little bit deeper would have been amazing. DisK is going to try to come in from behind. The Liberator is going to turn around. This Terran army, man. It's so sick. It's so good. Only 3 ghosts remain. That's definitely something to keep an eye on because we always need EMPs. I am loving game 2 between BabyMarine and DisK as we're 18 minutes in and there is very little separating these two. DTs are now gonna reveal themselves. Bam! Oh, what a pickup! Did you guys see that? What a pickup! Insane. So quick. DT's playing forward. An incredibly hot pickup by BabyMarine, who still needs to clean this up though. He is losing 25 SCVs. This is where the Liberators need to do their thing. They can already 2-shot Stalkers. The DTs are being annoying, but sure, they killed a lot, guys, but it's 10 DTs as well. BabyMarine needs to make sure he doesn't lose his base, though, because he already lost the PF to the DTs at the bottom side of the map. We have lost actually only 5 ghosts, and I'll be dead honest with you, I thought it was way more than that. I thought I saw 5 ghosts die to a single Purification Nova. Losing the PF is a problem, though, guys. Losing the PF and 30 SCVs to 10 DTs, yeah, that's maybe a bit too much. DisK is just kind of trying to outmine BabyMarine and pick up some bases. Oh, this army could get cornered. Guys, Justice range from above. What a split, by the way, and the other one doesn't quite work out. Most of these disruptors have been picked up so far. The micro by BabyMarine has been spectacular there. But it's the DTs that are completely picking him apart. The fights, that's fine. Right now it's the DTs with Shadow Strike that are a problem for the young Italian. Maybe that big Gabriel guy was onto something as we have a Storm landing, Liberators attacking an Oracle. I think it's quite obvious that BabyMarine right now wants a game deciding fight. DisK is gonna do whatever he can to not give it to him. And a very early overcharge, a Storm from the high ground, that's a good one too. 155 Terran army supply.
Justice reigns from above.
That is so many Marauders. Oh, the Liberators, a couple of them on siege in the back. They're sieging up right now. I don't know how this is gonna go, but Marauders and Liberators doing their thing, and Nova flies forward. Crazy fight there. The Medivacs are working overtime. Do we have any smash damage left? 5 Disruptors and 3 High Templars. I think it's still a thing. Solidarity Complex. I think that's still a thing. Medivacs popping with extra energy. Morgenmiddag, Ricard. Storm after storm. As the DTs are killing the last SCVs on the bottom side of the map, and DisK says, you know what? Let's just go ahead and embrace a good old-fashioned base trade so I can rebuild my units. BabyMarine's gonna drop into the main base. There is a High Templar with energy that gets picked off. What a game here. What a game between DisK and BabyMarine. Is there a way that the Terran with an SCV count this low can make magic happen? DTs are a problem. How many ghosts do we have? 0 ghosts. Oh no. We need to scan here, brava. BabyMarine needs to scan because every unit he's losing right now is a unit he's not gonna get back for a while. Oh! Marauders and SCVs getting on top of Disruptors! 1 Disruptor dies, second one dies, 3 Disruptors just died to a couple of Marauders. It's a real shame that the Medivacs have to die here as well, though. Do they, though? As BabyMarine throws down a scan in the top right side. And still, there's 2 more Disruptors, 3 more even coming in from the top side of the map. That SCV is like, yeah, that's right. Run home, cowards. I don't know, though. DisK's economy is a whole lot better. It feels that all DisK needs is 1 good Storm, 1 good Purification Nova. And that should bring him home. BabyMarine is down to 3 Orbitals and 1 SCV. If we had some Ghost in the mix, I would still believe. But without Ghost, I don't really believe anymore. The Disruptors, though, a little bit exposed. 2 of them die immediately. We're going to try to right-click on all of them, and that works until it doesn't. And 2 of them do explode, and the Stalkers, Zealots, and Immortals will bring it home for the Canadian Protoss, who takes the 2-0 lead after a 22-minute game. That was honestly pretty awesome. I think it's mostly just the DTs that complicated things for BabyMarine towards the end. They just found a little too much. Could have perhaps also tried to commit to the base trade more, but it's hard when there is like a High Templar protecting by cannons everywhere. You're just gonna take so much damage. And indeed, he was gonna run out of orbitals as well because he had no more ghost. Take it easy, rough underscore yes. We all cheer for the Terran, but take it easy, mate. I think it was a fun game. Sometimes, guys, you have a fun game and only one can win. And this one belonged to DisK. BabyMarine definitely had some moments going for himself. You gotta think back of the early game as well. That double drop, guys. If that double marine drop makes it into the main base, that game is pretty much over. I guarantee you guys that. So DisK already dodging a bullet. He's just playing very well. And I don't think BabyMarine is playing bad. Just so far, DisK is playing a little bit better. I already said it, Rico. It's in the afternoon tomorrow, not tonight. Morgen om 12 uur. I think magical, like, if you think back of that 4 Widow Mine drop we had at the 12 o'clock base, right? BabyMarine flew in 4 Widow Mines in a base with Stalkers and a cannon. He killed 2 probes, lost 4 mines. Imagine you bring those mines back, and those mines are near a planetary fortress. Then you don't lose your PF against a couple of DTs, so... yeah, it's a few little things like that. A couple of little tweaks and everything would have been fine. Roddy, you said maybe I can play in the Big Brain Bouts, but to ask after the Home Story Cup, is there a shot? Is there a shot? You gotta go ahead and ask the Basilisk Research Group. Convince them that you are the chosen youngster for the Big Brain Bouts.
Round 3. Fight!
In the top left side of Gresvon, he needs your love and support right now to turn things around. Reynor defeated Diego. Lorimbo defeated Astra. Can he turn things around and get a clean sweep for Italy? Team Roddy's BabyMarine. Hello, Braba. Our boy's playing well, but unfortunately not well enough against this man. The Canadian Protoss representing Apprentice Esports. He's always game. I really love this dude, by the way. He's such a sweetheart. I know that he whines sometimes on stream, but guys, if you're a Protoss player and you stream this game for a living, it's impossible not to, okay? Even Loco complains, and Loco is like the nicest guy on this planet. So don't hold it against him. This is a very good dude. Apprentice Esports, DisK. Woohoo! I do really hope that BabyMarine can at least get one on the board. I think in the first game we just had a bad start and it was always difficult. In the second game though, there was a lot of potential in the early game, in the mid game, and even in the late game. Hopefully we have learned from a couple of the mistakes we've made. Of course he got perhaps a bit fortunate a few times as well, where quite clearly he right-clicks armies at the bottom of ramps, not knowing where the Protoss army is, not knowing where the disruptors are. Reynor's Protoss 1-0 versus... who's he playing? Elaser? Oh my goodness. Is it that time of the year again, guys? Reynor wins the Home Story Cup and now we're gonna flex with our off race again. Unbelievable. Almost wish he didn't win Home Story Cup. No, I'm joking, of course. Where is it being streamed? Africa. Africa TV. I don't know what channel. I don't know how many casters they have. It's just, I'm sure there is a couple of them. Is Elaser good? I mean, relative to really good Protosses. Well, Elaser is a Zerg, and he just made top 4 at Home Story Cup. I'd say that's pretty good. He also had an already run in the ESL Summer Championships. That's not how you do that, BabyMarine, but that's okay. Even Clem struggles with that trick, guys, so don't hold it against him. The channel is Matcherino. So Africa TV / Matcherino. Yeah, good luck getting a whole audience over there, but it's a shame because clearly it is a very stacked qualifier. It would help a whole lot more if they would just say like, all right, Twitch nerds, you guys can stream it. Just put a little bit of Africa branding somewhere, which is allowed. And we all would have been happy, but it is what it is. We've got a Oracle flying to the other side of the map. Kudos to DisK, by the way, guys. 3 games in, 3 completely different openings. You always have to respect that a little. And I definitely do. The Revelation did not catch that medevac, as far as I can say. Okay. Oh, Oracle is kind of on collision course with the medevac. No, 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 no. Did he see that? I don't think he actually saw that. We do have 3 stalkers in the main base, but that was so short that I have a hard time believing this saw it. Seems like this is gearing up for a bit of an all-in though. He's making a lot of gateways. 6 gateways of 2 bases. That is very, very difficult to deal with. We have the Hellions unloaded into the main base. Do not pick it up, Krabat. Okay, maybe fly. 7 probes is good. And now at this point, I would say donate 1 Hellion, rally it into the natural, and focus on the defense at home. Because this was good for BabyMarine, but what he doesn't know yet is the amount of gateways he's going up against. BabyMarine is not aware of the proxy pylon and the proxy gateway. And that could very well become a big problem. 6 gateways already. Why do we have 3 adepts here, by the way? That's from the other game. DisK? To be honest, DisK is giving BabyMarine a lot of time here. I kind of expected him to already be on the other side of the map. What a scout here, guys. What a scout for BabyMarine. If you see this, go home, please, with that Raven. Or maybe it's okay to harass with it. I don't know. Well, bunker? One bunker, maybe. We're going Widow Mines. He has, oh my goodness, he has 1 tank and he's going reactive Widow Mines. No. No. We need like 5 tanks here, guys. Alright, well, I don't know how this is gonna go. I think this is gonna most likely end very, very bad for BabyMarine. Here come the adept. Stalkers will go for that tank pretty much ASAP. 1 tank shot is big. Bunker is at least gonna get a lot of good shots up, but the stalker count is going to be so freaking high. We do have some Marauders in the mix, but we cannot stim yet. And until we have stim, we can't really do a whole lot. Revelation goes down on the Widow Mines. We have auto turrets going down in the natural of DisK, but that is never going to be as powerful as all these stalkers. We need stim, and we need it now, but it seems like DisK is not going to give him time to get stim. That's too many stalkers. DisK with the 2 base all in, guys. 6 gateways, pure stalker. BabyMarine did not expect it. BabyMarine did not scout it. Made only a single tank before going into Widow Mines, and he pays a very hefty price for it. Unfortunately, it is a 3-0. GG gets called. Apprentice Esports. DisK proves to be a little too powerful for the young Italian. An excellent game 2, an alright game 1, and perhaps a bit of an unfortunate game 3. You invited them in your event and they 2 base all in. I still gotta give kudos to DisK because he played 3 completely different openings. We had Stalker, Zealot, Colossus game 1. We had Quick Storm in game 2. And now we got Blink Stalker Aggression after an Oracle first in game 3. So he showed us a bit of everything. And today, DisK was the stronger player. So congratulations to that sweet man from Canada. If you guys want to go ahead and wish him congratulations or say good job, well done, show him some love. What is it again? You guys can head over to twitch.tv/DisKSC2. That's his channel. He seems kind of chilling. Thank you, Anna. You beat me to it. It's always faster. Thank you to the BASILISK Research Group for gifting us 10 subbies for our 2nd series of the night. Thank you for playing, as always. Seems to be chilling.
Hey Roddy, what's up, man? GG's. Thank you much for inviting me, man. Thank you.
Alright, he's happy. DisK always a good dude. Alright, let me go ahead and settle the prediction. And then we get ready for our 3rd series of the night. This is one that I'm a little worried about. I hope they're actually here. 40% of you guys voted for BabyMarine. 60% of you guys voted for DisK. DisK is the winner in the end. It is Future versus Nice. Best of 5 co-main event. 2 players that I think have never played. Nice has never played. Future maybe 1 time or 0. It's one of the 2. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 15 minutes to get your predictions in. But first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and find these guys. And I hope that I can find them. Let me switch server. First, I want to make sure that I can find the nerds. So, guys, already been a long day of StarCraft, but we have 2 more best of 5s. First, we've got another TVP between Future and Nice. I think it's going to be fun. the two guys that I think are very aggressive in general. And then we have our main event, which is going to be Spirit versus Vanya, aka Redata, aka Wayne. And Legalek has this one at 50% versus 49.9. I didn't know that, mate. I don't check those things with our Legalek before I make the match, but that's pretty amazing. / join Roddy stream is what I told them. Oh, hello, hello. Feel free to do videos and host. And see you guys in 3 to 5 minutes. Then ready. I'm gonna go ahead and let our man Indy from Poland know as well that I'm on the Asian server. He may not know that. Indy is such a passion lord, by the way. He's covering everything. Bam, bam, bam. Roddy, Aligalek. I think today I actually would have defeated Aligalek in most of the predictions. Especially in the second WTL match. I think today I would have owned Aligalek, but normally it's very hard to defeat a database. You know, people always try to find out like the mysteries, right? And what is behind what. Who runs Aligalek? Do we know? Because Aligalek is literally 10 out of 10 amazing. It's been around for a very long time right now. But do we know who runs that? I feel like it's a bit of a mystery. I would love to hear the history behind it, because I have tried to... It's in a Chinese base. Yeah. So that makes me wonder, is it... Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because Aligalek is amazing. But I have the feeling that a long time ago, once esports betting became more popular, that obviously when it comes to setting odds for matches, it would make a lot of sense. Only countries remain? Okay, so there is no like gambling company that like puts a little bit of money into it, because it feels like it would be very useful for a gambling company to have a website like Aligalek, so they don't have to follow StarCraft to basically set some odds and run with it. It's an amazing website, for sure. Just like Liquipedia is, but at least we know where Liquipedia comes from. Anyway, we are very happy that we have Aligalek, because it helps casters a lot in prepping for events, that's for sure. It would make sense, Gubbins, any of those. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take a tiny break. In a couple minutes, I'll be back with a fun PvT between Nice and DisK, our Taiwanese Protoss, against the American Terran player, who is in Korea right now, by the way. So don't worry about pings. They are just going to play on the Asian server. Honestly, kind of crazy. Future in Korea, 2023. I hope he's having fun.